Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. Please take a seat. Welcome to Tokyo and welcome to BRICS. My name is Yoko Iwama. I'm the professor here at BRICS, teaching international relations. And this is Pascal Lotter. All of you, I think, have been kind of corresponding with him, and Oktay over there. They have been really done everything logistically to bring this to happen. I'll just go through a brief explanation of how we came here. I started a small research group about 7 years ago, and that was a group of Japanese researchers about NATO and its nuclear sharing. And I had an interest in NATO nuclear sharing and how it related to the birth of the NPT for a long time. And as we sort of started digging into that question, gradually our interest shifted to more general question about how going into the NPT regime changed the policies of individual countries and how it affected the whole international community structure. And so 2 years ago in 2017, March, we held a conference here exactly in this room with about 10 participants, all from American allied countries. And that has come out as a book from Routledge, edited by John Bayliss and me, joining the Non-Proliferation Treaty. And we kind of concentrated about how security concerns, extended deterrence played a role in the considerations of all these countries. And there, my interest moved to other countries. We know for American allies that it was quite important to get a security guarantee from the US that in renouncing the weapon. But what about the neutral and the non-aligned countries which never got this kind of guarantee and even so joined the NPT and decided to give up the possibility of possessing a weapon? And I have no answer yet to this. I invited Thomas Yonder sitting there last April, and we were at the beginning of looking for questions for this answer to this question. But Pascal here wrote a PhD thesis on the neutral countries during the Second World War in Japan. And so we got together. I asked him, do you want to organize a conference about the neutrals and the bomb? And he said, yes. And so that's why you're all here. I'm very glad you could make it. I really didn't believe it when Pascal said he wants to invite 30 people. We didn't get all the budget we wanted, but we almost got everybody that we wanted to invite, and I really thank Pascal for all his efforts. I lost a very close friend of mine, a very old friend of mine, a week ago. We had a drink Saturday evening in Kyoto, spent a very jolly good 2 hours. He went home, took a bath, and died in the bath. So we really don't know what happens in life in several hours. I think it's almost a miracle that all of you could make it here, and it's going to be a once-in-a-lifetime event for me, and I hope for you. So let's make the most of it. Thank you for coming.
And welcome also from my part. I have been in touch with almost all of you about between 5 to 10 to 15 to 20 times. And it is absolutely wonderful to see all of your faces, the faces behind the emails, and be sure that we are now going to have 2 very interesting days, which I must say are, this is a very specific topic and a very specific in a very specific field, and I'm really happy to have so many people who are going to be just as enthusiastic as we are about it in one room. So the whole idea is that we spend this time discussing, listening to the stories we have to tell, and the research we did, and then discuss it and find out, as Yoko just said, what happened, what did the neutrals do, and the non-aligned countries. I mean, we're going to talk about this now for these 2 days, but I have this strong feeling that, you know, when it comes to world history, you usually write about the victors, sometimes about the losers who and what happened, but you usually don't really look at those who, well, neither won nor lost, who just continued. And I think it's an opportunity now to bring this together under a framework that so far hasn't been looked at. And what the difficulty is, of course, that there's so many countries that actually they don't quite belong to one or the other camp during the Cold War, and that we now have experts, all of you, on your fields and on your countries. I think that's a great opportunity. It's also an opportunity to look at this transition that I'm very much interested in, you know, coming out of the Second World War into the Cold War, and we're going to talk more about that later. But there is this there's a continuity there that is especially true for neutral countries that others didn't have in that sense. The countries of the Second World War, belligerents. Because they were on one of two sides, and also during the Cold War you had two sides, but then you had also a considerable number of countries that kind of did something different. And I really hope that we're going to hear a lot also about the politicians, about the concrete history, about the people who were engaged in the making of one of the most important treaties that we still have around today. I mean, sadly enough, at the moment we are witnessing kind of a reversal of weapon control treaties, right? The just recently unwound, and what is going on between Russia and the United States. But the NPT is an amazingly successful treaty at this moment, and really kept the number of nuclear states in the one-digit number. When it comes to the research on neutral countries, what we know is that they had a role to play in this CSCE process. That one has been well researched, but the NPT process and the nuclear question, not yet. So I'm really excited to say that us in this room, we're going to do that. We're going to break new ground. And I am looking forward to talking to all of you also over coffee and over dinner and over a very nice a reception that we have planned for tonight over there in the other room. And let me just tell you two administrative things. So everything that has to do with coffee will be in the other room over there. Later we're going to have good breaks in between the panels, and the panels themselves will be structured for everybody to speak either 14 minutes if you are on a 3-people panel, or 18 minutes if you are on a 4-people panel. And of course the other way around. Of course the other way around. Well, I'm glad everybody is thinking already this early in the morning, and I have. The chairs are going to be responsible to give you indications. I mean, after 10 minutes, you're going to get a yellow card, and after 14 minutes, you're going to get a red card. And the reason why it is for 14 minutes is so that you have 1 minute time to wrap it up. We've done it 15 minutes, and then we're going to have at least 45 minutes in each panel to discuss. Or even more in the 3-people panels, and I'm looking forward to very active discussions with you. And with this said, I think we should introduce our keynote speaker.